Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Thomas. Or good morning, Thomas.
Good morning. Yes, it's a nice sunny morning here in Los Angeles. How's things
Yeah.
in New York?
It's pretty warm actually for this time of the year. So it's
It
nice.
doesn't have that Halloween feel yet.
It does. There's lots of decorations.
Yeah, my this
Loving it.
my town over here they're going a little overboard with the Halloween decorations, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah. We'll
All
have to
right,
wear our costumes next week.
what are you gonna be?
I don't know. Let's just wait until Monday to find out.
We're gonna wear your costume
I
for the
might.
pod.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
All
All
right.
right. All right. Let's get going. Do you want to just any sort of anything from last night you wanted to touch on?
No, not really. I watched a couple of the games, or bits and pieces of them, but nothing really to highlight. Overall, some good games.
The blowout in Denver, Golden State was not nice for the
Yeah, it
props.
really screwed up all the overs on the Warriors.
Not my Draymond picks though.
Did you? The blocks?
No, the blocks was the only one that didn't cash.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I went 12-7 last night, and the money line betting still continues to hold nicely. It's at a 62% win rate. So,
All right,
still,
we're gonna have to
still-
jump on that soon.
yeah.
Yeah, I did not do as well as you, so I'm looking to bounce back here today. All right, so
All right.
what do we got? We got a nine game slate tonight. Back to some
9 or 10?
serious action.
9, 10, 10.
10? Okay.
Yep.
All right. You want to just jump into the first game?
Yeah, start us off.
All right, so we got the Magic at the Cavs. The Magic are 0-4, so kind of disappointing start for them. The Cavs are 2-1. Notable injuries. Garland is out for the Cavs, so I think he's been
His
out.
production's really taken a hit this year. We loved betting on Darius Garland last year. And
Yeah.
with Donovan Mitchell there, those numbers are not where they were last year. So
No, but that's okay. I think they were a better team with the two of them.
oh,
so.
for sure. For sure.
All right, the spread on the game, Cavs are -8.5, and the over is 214, so pretty low total points. Anybody standing out to you in this game?
Yeah, the positions we're going to want to target on the Cleveland side are wings and bigs. So that would lead us to Franz Wagner and Wendell Carter again. And on the Orlando side, it's wings have been doing well. So that's Karis LeVert, which now that I didn't realize Garland was out, I kind of I like the LeVert. I like LeVert even more. I couldn't find something on him, but I'm gonna have to look into that later because without Garland in there, I think he'd probably get some more usage.
Okay.
I got one play from this game. Going with one of your Blue Devils, Wendell Carter, 9.5 rebounds in 2 games against Cleveland last year. He had 11 and 12. And in his first 4 games this season, he's had 11, 12, 8, and 11.
Okay.
In a good matchup, that's my pick.
No concerns about him going up against Allen?
A little bit, but if you look at the surprisingly, guys from the big position have been, centers typically have been having some decent games against Cleveland. Surprisingly, this one of the only positions where they've actually. It's a little counterintuitive, but one of the only positions that's actually had some success against the Cavs. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anybody
that's all I
else?
got.
on
You
that?
got anything? No, LeVert. I couldn't find something that was really appealing, but I'm gonna look into it a little bit more. May end up on my pick list later in the day, but nothing right now.
Yeah, I would look at his 3-point line. I think it was at 1.5. I think he's cleared that almost every game or every game. So that was popping a little bit, but I went with somebody else. So I was just looking up his nickname because I heard it in the game the other day, which I thought was amazing. So Terrence Ross, do you know his nickname?
No, I don't think so.
You should. It's the Human Torch.
The Human Torch.
No idea how that came about, but
is it because he can get hot from three or something?
I guess.
I
don't know.
Okay.
I didn't.
All right. So what do you got on the Human Torch?
All right, the Human Torch. I like this 3-line over 1.5 threes. Does seem to be hot right now. In his 4 games so far, he's 3-1, 5-2. So I think he will. I think he'll get there tonight with 2 threes. So I'd go with that. The other one is Donovan Mitchell. His over points
high,
was
right?
28.5. So he's been at 31, 32, and 37. So as long as this doesn't turn into a huge blowout, which it could, I think he'll get 30 points again.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
But also maybe look into some. I was looking for something. I didn't really see something right away, but I like the good Cleveland defense versus the young Orlando Magic team to look for somebody to get some steals tonight. Garland probably would have been that guy, but I don't know.
He's not getting any steals on the bench.
Nope, that's for sure. All right, next game.
All right, Hawks at the Pistons. Hawks are 2-1. Pistons are also struggling 1-3. Pistons are getting 7 points total for the game is 231 points. Anybody standing out to you on this one?
Yeah, we're going to want to target wings and forwards on the Detroit side, and points and forwards on the Atlanta side. So who does that tell us? For Atlanta, that would be DeAndre Hunter, who I know you like, and John Collins. And then on the Detroit side, Sadiq Bey and Bojan Bogdanovic. I have 2 from this game that I like. I went with something on John Collins. He's gotten off to a pretty good start this season. His par, points, assists, and rebounds, is 25.5. In the first 3 games of the season, he had 33, 36, and 21. So he's cleared in 2 out of 3. And in 2 games against Detroit last year, he had 31 and 30. He cleared it by a good margin both times. So that's one of my plays. I also like Collins just rebounds, 7.5 rebounds. His last 3, he's cleared it in all, 8, 13, and 10. And
yes.
And against Detroit, he had 11 and 7 last year. So
that was
I like both of those plays. Was that yours?
Yeah, I had Collins over 7.5 rebounds.
Nice. That's always good. You've got to put more on that.
28th worst rebounding team. So
yeah.
Collins, like you said, has been crushing. He wasn't really a rebounding guy last year, but
that
maybe with
Capella,
the new team, he's getting after it.
He is, yeah.
I like that. Good.
Yeah. I also like just to make note. I also like this what I just spoke about in the Cleveland Orlando game. The steals. You have this like kind of veteran Atlanta team going against the young Pistons. So like DeJounte Murray steals or Trae Young steals might be something to look at, but that's not on my list here.
Murray for sure. He gets 2 steals.
Yeah, you've been on that earlier.
All right.
And then on the Detroit side, this guy's been just crushing so far this year. Came over from Utah, Bogdanovic. I couldn't find something. His lines, his straight lines looked, I don't know, they seemed a little heavy to me. So I went a little different on this one. I like him at 15 points and 4 rebounds, and that's plus 118. His last 4 games, points-wise, he's had 24, 18, 16, and 25. So that's why there's some volatility there. But if you bring it down to 15 points, he would have cleared it in every game. And the 4 rebounds, he's had 5, 4, 3, and 3. So 2 out of the 4 games so far this season, he's cleared it. But If you go back and look at his last 30 games, he's cleared 4 rebounds in 21 of 30 games. So pretty good percentage there. So that's my play: 15 points, 4 rebounds, plus 118.
Good, yeah. I really hate him. Because
Why?
he's like one of those guys who, if you're rooting for somebody else on his team, once he gets the ball, he is like a black hole. He doesn't get the ball up. Jordan Clarkson is another one like that. It's like once they get the ball, they're shooting. So, so I like this. Maybe you just need to choose his props and not choose Jaden Ivey and other people on his team.
There you go. Yeah, Jaden Ivey, a little disappointment last night.
Yeah, he was in foul trouble. He looked like a rookie last night. He really he got worked a little bit.
Yeah. I'd just like to say that I didn't bring anything up on Sadiq Bey, but because he didn't come through for us last night, he's going to tonight. So just something to keep in mind. It's almost a guarantee he goes for 25 tonight. But
yeah, I think he shot the ball 5 times last night.
Yeah,
so
it was brutal.
Hard to score 30 points with 5 shots.
Yeah.
All right.
So much for being a hometown hero.
Yeah. Well, at least his hometown won.
Yeah. You got anything from this game?
No, nothing.
Okay.
I had Collins. That was it.
All right. Next up.
All right. Another MSG game. So we got the Hornets at the Knicks. LaMelo is still out for the Hornets. Pretty much everybody's playing for the Knicks. Hornets are 2-1. Knicks are 2-1. Knicks are minus 7.5 points. The total on the game is 224.5. All right. Anybody standing out for you?
Yes. So we're going to want to target forwards going up against Charlotte, which is nice because the Knicks have an all-star forward in Julius Randle. And then on the Knicks side, we're going to want to target wings and forwards. So who does that lead me to? I just spoke about Randall. I had 2 plays I was considering here. His points, 21.5. He's gotten there in 2 of 3 games. But I think the play I'm going to go with instead is for him to have a double-double. It's minus 132. He didn't have great numbers against Charlotte last year, but that was also Miles Bridges was likely defending him, right? And he's not on the team. So a little bit different setup. He's not going to have the same guy on him. Obviously, didn't have some success. He didn't have success against Bridges last year. So with a new look Hornets, I'm liking Randall double-double minus 132.
All right. I think that's good. I think he's playing well so far this year. So I think
he is.
The Hornets are not a great defensive team, so I think he'll put up some good points against them and rebounds.
Yeah. I wanted to mention this one also because he's also power forward for the Knicks. Hartenstein, he's gotten off to a pretty good season so far. His lines are quite low. I see you shaking your head. Did you have this?
I had him.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, I liked his rebounds tonight.
6.5, right? I have it written there.
This is actually my favorite play out of anything that I found today.
Wow.
He's at 8, 11, and 9 so far this year. Charlotte's 24th worst rebounding team in the league. He's going to get this, and he doesn't play a lot of minutes. I think his first game he had close to like 40 minutes. Maybe Mitch was in foul trouble, but he's probably playing somewhere closer to 20 minutes, but he gets those rebounds quickly. So I like over 6.5 rebounds, and I think you do too.
Yeah, I also looked at his points and rebounds as 14.5. He's also cleared that in every game.
Okay.
And on the Charlotte side, I like Kelly Oubre. He's got some pretty nice numbers. Terry Rozier's out tonight, so he's got some pretty nice numbers with Rozier out of the lineup. His line on point.
He was game time decision. Yeah.
I just saw it as doubtful.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's no lines out on him. So assuming Rozier doesn't play, he's a good matchup anyway, and he's playing some decent minutes for them. His last 5 games without Scary Terry in the lineup, he's had 24, 22, 22, 35, and 28 points. So cleared it by a ton in all those games. His rebounds also, last 3 games without Rozier, he's had 10 rebounds, 6 rebounds, and 10 rebounds. So 2 games with double-double. If you want to know what that would get you, it's plus 800. So might be a nice little flyer to take tonight on Oubre. But the one I like is the 18.5 points.
Yeah. Why does everybody name Terry called Scary Terry?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Isn't Terry McLaurin named? They call him Scary Terry too.
Yeah, it's like the nick. If you're named Terry, you get scary in front of it. I don't know. It must be from. It's probably from like an old TV show or something. I don't know.
All right. Good. All right. You good on this game?
Yep.
All right. Let's move over to the Sixers at the Raptors. I'm sure you're excited about this one. Sixers are 1-3. Disappointing start. I think they'll start to turn it around a bit. Raptors 2-2. Played a bunch of tough games so far. They're getting 1 point at home, and the total is 214.
Correct. I got 2 plays from this game. On the Philly side, we're going to want to actually, it's on both sides. Forwards have really been having their way on both against Philly and against Toronto. So that's Siakam on the Toronto side and Tobias Harris on the Philly side. Siakam, his point line is 23.5. In 9 games against Philly last year, he cleared that 6 times, and 4 out of 5 in home games. So I like that. If the number was actually 1 point lower, if it was 22.5, he's hit that in every game so far this year. So he's getting there. His last game, he had a great game. So 23.5. One thing I just also would like to propose to you is doing a parlay on Siakam. Hear me out on this one. If you put 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists, which he has cleared all 3 of those lines in every single game this season, except the assist line in the first game, it's plus 135.
Nice.
In a good matchup, division rivals. So I like both of those for Siakam. And then Tobias Harris. I like his. Let's go with his points. 14.5 points. He's done in 7 of his last 10 games against Toronto, and in 3 out of 4 games so far this season. Tobias Harris, 15 points.
All right.
You got nothing from this game?
The only other play I had was FVV, Fred Van Vliet.
Mm-hmm.
Love that guy.
Yep.
Again, over 2.5 threes. He's done that in 3 or 4 games. 3, 4, 1, 4. The one game he didn't do it in was against his first game against Miami. Second game against Miami, in the back-to-back, he put up 4. What I like about him is he plays a lot, right? He's averaging over 39 minutes per game.
Those Toronto guys.
Yeah.
Siakam, all of them. Yeah.
It's so great to watch them if you're rooting for an over, because who's the coach there? Nurse?
Nick Nurse, yeah.
Yeah, Nurse takes him out, FEV out at the end of the quarter. End of the third quarter, he's back in like 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. So he doesn't sit on the bench very much, which is why a lot of his props are good to play, steals especially. But today I like the threes. He averages 6 attempts a game. Actually, he's had 6 attempts in every game.
Wow.
And I think he'll put up more than that today. And the Sixers are the 22nd worst team in defending the 3. So
I was going to ask you that. Okay, Good. It's a good matchup. Yeah.
Good matchup. Who do you like in this game?
I I'm a big fan of Toronto. I don't know. I really like Toronto. I like the cohesiveness. You know, they've had the same team for a few years now, and there's something to be said for that. Like those Golden State teams that just were together for so long and still are in some ways. Like what your teammates are going to do. Philly's still figuring all that out, and yeah, that's why I like Toronto.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you like Toronto because of Drake.
I do like Drake, but
he puts up some pretty monster bets online too.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Who do you like? Who do you like?
Hard. It's hard to pick. I mean, Toronto getting points at home when they've played better this year seems wrong. Seems like they should be giving up a few points. So, I would say the Raptors as well, but I think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the first ESPN game of the night. That's the Nets at the Bucks. Nets are 1-2. Bucks are 2-0. I'm not sure why the Bucks only played 2 games so far. Chris Middleton is out for the Bucks still. Probably going to be out for a few more weeks. The Bucks are -3.5. The total is 233. So going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Before we dive into the players, let me first hear your view on who's going to win this game.
I think Milwaukee.
Yeah, you like Milwaukee?
Yeah, I think so. They have I think similar to the Sixers. You know, I think the Nets are still sorting things out. Ben Simmons doesn't look. You know, I watched some of that game, the last game. I don't know. He doesn't look like fully committed. I know I've bet on him the first 2 games, and he's also based on matchup should have a good game tonight based on the matchups. But I don't know. I'm staying away till I see some more.
Yeah, I think that's wise.
Yeah. I just think
what I like, before we dive
ahead.
into the players, what I like in this game is actually a first quarter play. So, like I said, the full game spread is 3.5. But just looking at the two teams, the Nets in the first quarter of their 3 games have been down 18 points to the Pels. They were up 4 points against the Raptors and then down 5 points against the Grizzlies. So 2 out of 3 games they've performed pretty poorly to start the game. The Bucks, on the other hand, in their 2 games were up 6 points against the Sixers and up 18 points against the Rockets. The Rockets game being at home, which this one is. First quarter spread is -1.5. I think they're going to come out firing. And I think they'll be up by 6 points at the end of the first quarter, if not more. I think the game will tighten up after that, but I think a first quarter play is nice here.
Interesting. All right, something a little different today.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so who do you like? You got a revenge narrative here, so I'm sure you're going to talk about that.
Revenge narrative?
No, Lopez.
Oh, I didn't go that deep. No. I like it though. Sounds like you got something.
Want me to start there and then
you go for it. Yeah.
All right. So if you're going to get back at your old team, what are you going to do? You're going to score a lot of points? Maybe. Mm-hmm. You're going to grab a lot of rebounds? Maybe. Or,
you're going to block them.
You're going to block them?
That's right. You're going to slam that ball down.
Maybe. Or what's the worst way to get back at your other team, your old team? You get 1 assist on them. So
the old Brook Lopez, 0.5 assists.
0.5 assists. He's put up 1 and 2 in his 2 games so far. I think he's going to get an assist to Giannis and clear this. So it's a terrible, brutal play, but I liked it. So
that's the famous Hassan Whiteside under 0.5 assists. That's a famous one.
Yeah, but we're going over on this one. All right?
Yeah.
All right. So
okay, I like it. I think obvious Giannis, the matchup's good. Against Brooklyn, he's had some huge games against Brooklyn. Just want to look at like his last 4 games against Brooklyn. I'm gonna read off like points, rebounds, assists: 32, 14, and 7, 31, 7 and 9, 29, 14 and 6, 44, 14 and 6. Just tremendous. So I like him to fill up the stat sheet tonight. I want to be a little bit conservative because his lines are so high. I think the point line's 31.5, 32.5.
Yeah.
That scares me. So here's the parlay I like. Giannis 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists is plus 116.
Yeah.
So that's my play on Giannis there.
I like that.
I see a nice shaking your head. I think you were feeling that one.
Yeah, no, that's good. I saw the same stats. He certainly likes to get 14 rebounds against the Nets. So I like.
Yes,
but I
he does.
I agree.
But his rebound line's 13.5.
Yeah, the
so
props,
high.
The props by themselves are way too high to go with. So I think.
And even going with par, they just add. They just additive. So even that gets his. I think it's 53 or something. So.
Yeah, I like your approach.
That's
good.
This, yeah. And then on the Brooklyn side, point guard's the best matchup against Milwaukee. But like I said, we're steering clear of Ben Simmons. Kyrie Irving on my tracking my defense first position is classified as a combo guard, but we're going to slide him over to point. He's a point guard. 26.5 points. His first 3 games this season, he had 15 in the first game, but then he had 30 and 37. So he's getting hot. He had 38 points against Milwaukee on February 26th this past season. Guards against Milwaukee have even with Drew Holiday back there, it's kind of a thing. They see shooting guards against Milwaukee have been a thing over the past couple of years. So I like Kyrie getting hot, success against Milwaukee, good matchup, 26.5 points over.
Yeah, I like that. He does seem to be picking it up. So I think he'll hit that.
And it's a national game. I think Kyrie gets up for those games.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You could also see either Giannis, some combination of Giannis, Kyrie, or Durant. 2 out of those 3 hitting 40 points in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We got the Pacers at the Bulls. Bulls -7. Total is 234. Pacers are 2-2. Bulls are 1-3. Bulls are still without Lonzo Ball. Those LaMelo and Lonzo both collecting the paychecks and not playing these days.
Yep.
All right, what do you got? Anything for this game?
I just have one matchup-wise against Indianapolis. We're going to want to target bigs. That leads us to going back to the well with Nikola Vucevic, 10.5 rebounds. His last 3 games against Indianapolis, against the Pacers, 15, 16, and 17. And he's done it 2 out of 4 games so far this season, with 17 and 23 being the 2 times he cleared it. Great matchup. That's my play.
Yeah, what's the center again on the Pacers we were talking about the other day?
Mathurin?
No, the center.
Smith?
No.
Smith? Miles Turner?
Turner. Yeah, Turner's out.
He's not playing though, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I think that supports your play.
Sorry, I didn't say Turner because I knew he wasn't playing, so I didn't think that's who you were talking about.
All right, let's keep moving.
Yep.
I didn't have any picks for that one. So Spurs at T-Wolves. This is a back-to-back. They just played the other night.
Yep.
Spurs are 3-1. Surprisingly, T-Wolves are 2-2. T-Wolves are -9. Total is 232. Who do you like here?
Okay, so we just had this. Devin Vassell is out of this game.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So yeah, he was my target that he was the other day. He cashed. Wings Wings against Minnesota is a thing, but he's not playing, so there's no play there. Bigs against San Antonio is still a thing. We talked about this the other day. Gobert did not have a good game.
No.
So I feel like he will tonight. But I'm steering clear. The numbers weren't speaking to me. But what was his blocks. 1.5 blocks. His last 4 games against the Spurs, he's had 3, 5, 3, and 2. That's what he does. That's what Rudy Gobert does. And he's I like that. 2 blocks tonight. And the other one was Karl Anthony Towns. You know, he's got the 3 names that I love. 21.5 points. He's done it in 20 of his last 30 games at home. And his last 4 against the Spurs, he's had 25, 60, 21, and 27.
Nice. So you say Gobert had 2 blocks in the game the other day? 2 days ago?
He did. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a no-brainer, that one.
Yeah.
I also was very bullish on his rebounds the other day, and now I'm very bearish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, because you're bullish the other day, he's getting 20 rebounds tonight. You know that's happening.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I have a question for this game. So,
Yes.
What about Anthony Edwards? Very up and down this year. In his 4 games, his points are 11, 30, 30, and 9. So he's had 2 monster games, 2 terrible games.
Mm-hmm.
The 9 points came against the Spurs the other day. It kind of correlates with his attempts. As his attempts drop down, his points drop down. So what do you think he's going to do tonight? His line is 22.5.
I know. I stayed away just because of the volatility. I think the new team working through the lineups and whatnot. Also a young player. I just it was a steer clear for me for those reasons. But you have a play on him?
No, my gut says
you want to bet
him.
him.
Big game.
Yeah, I hear you. I just I didn't have the supporting evidence to go with that. So.
No, it's like rolling a dice with him. It's like you don't know what version you're going to get. But it'll be interesting. We'll circle back on him tomorrow. I bet he puts up a big game, but I would steer clear of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving right along.
What do we got next? The Rockets at the Jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz -7. I don't have the records here for those. The total is 234.5. I couldn't find a single play for this game. What do you got?
Anything? I got one and one only. Mike Conley to get 2 steals. His last 4 games against Houston, he's had 3, 4, 4, and 2. And in his first 3 games this season, he's had 3, 0, 2, and 2. Point we made earlier, super young Houston Rockets team. You got the KG veteran at home and Mike Conley. I like him for 2 steals tonight.
Yeah. I actually was looking at that one. I was actually looking at multiple players on the Jazz to get a steal because the Rockets
I like that.
They're by far the worst turnover team in the league. Last year, 10, 20% higher than the next worst team.
Yeah.
And they're on that trajectory again this year. Totally love that play. Good one.
Nice. Thank you,
All right.
David.
Let's move on to the second ESPN game. We got the Lakers at the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers are off to a terrible start. Are they 0-3?
They are. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Nuggets are doing better. I think they are 2-1 or 3-1. Nuggets are -5.5. Total is 229. One note on this game, maybe we're going to go through this, but Westbrook is likely not playing. I think he's still listed as game time decision or doubtful, but he is. They're basically using the hamstring as an excuse to sit him down.
Yeah.
And see if that works better without him. So,
yeah.
What do you got on this one?
Based on matchups, you'd want to target point guards against the Lakers and big men and points against the Nuggets. However, with the Lakers being so top heavy and AD and LeBron. Their numbers are just they're too high for me. I couldn't lock in on anything that I was into for this game. The one guy I was kind of feeling a little bit was KCP.
Revenge game.
A little bit of a revenge game. Team he won a championship, right, with the Lakers in the bubble. So I don't have a line on that. It's just something I'll probably look at later. But there's nothing I could find in this game that I liked. What about you?
How long do these guys hold a grudge for? Because if you're like a journeyman, like KCP, and you play on 10 different teams,
you don't care. These guys are pros. They don't care. Right? This is just for us to talk about.
Oh, okay.
I think that there's obviously some. I know the Morris brothers have like some vendetta against the Suns. So whenever the Morris brothers are playing the Suns, there's something going on there, and you have your other ones. But I think more so than not, this is just something for us to talk about.
Just a narrative we're making up. All right, I love that. That's great. I had KCP. I liked his threes, 1.5 threes, but he's put up 3, 6, and 1 so far. But the juice was minus 200 on that. So, but I would maybe put that with something else. The other guy I really like tonight is LeBron on assists.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's moved up to 7.5, but at the time it was 6.5 assists. He's put up 8, 6, and 8 with Westbrook likely out of the lineup. I think.
Yeah, I actually like that play a lot. I think point guards against that's the one and only position that Denver's actually had some trouble with. Point guards, and LeBron, especially without Russ there, is for all intents and purposes that he is their point guard, even though he's classified as a big. I like that. I'm into that.
All right, cool. Who are you picking in this game? Nuggets?
Yeah, I think so. Nuggets at home. I think Lakers are just they're a mess.
It's sad. Like it went from like a fun thing to talk about to like, is this really how LeBron's going to end his career?
No, it's not.
No, he's going to leave and go somewhere else and win.
Yes, he will. He's going to be on the Grizzlies or something. Could see him with
How about
Ja.
the Knicks? That'd be great.
There you
Love
go.
to see him in Knicks uniform. All right.
Last game.
Heat at the Blazers. Heat are 1-3 on the season. Blazers are undefeated, 4-0. Blazers are getting 2.5 points, which is crazy, right? They're getting 2.5 points and they're 4-0. Total is 220.5. I got one play, but you go first.
All right. I took a little bit of liberty since I didn't have any plays on the last game. I got 4 on this game. First one. So matchup wise, against Portland, we're going to want to target bigs and point guards, and against Miami, it's bigs, forwards, and combo guards. So that's Anthony Simons for Portland, 18.5 points. In his last, he had 29 in his last game with 7 threes. Just to note there. In his 2 games against Miami last year, he had 28 and 27. You have to keep in mind that Dame was out. He was injured for those games. So you can't read 100% into that, but the matchup's good. I like that. Simmons over 18.5 points.
Good.
And also from the Portland side, because which is a little bit surprising that bigs have been having some success against Miami, given that you have one of the best defenders in the league in Bam Adebayo there, but they have been. So Jeremy Grant, 20.5 points and rebounds. His 2 games against Miami last year, this is when he was on the Pistons, but still he had 28 and 26. And he's gotten there in 2 out of his first 4 games this season. He had 31 and 23 in those 2 games that he covered. So I like that from the Portland side.
Okay.
And
I think they're logical, but you know my philosophy. I don't go against the Heat.
you don't bet against Miami. I know. On the Miami side, I like Bam to have a double-double, plus 146.
Okay, even going up against Nurk.
Yeah, he did it last year, and he had 20 and 11 in that game. So I like that. His 4 games this season, he's only gotten to double-digit rebounds. In his last game, he had 10. The previous 3, he had 7, 8, and 9. So he's been increasing with each game, and yeah, that's my play there. And last but not least, because point guards have been doing well against Portland because Dame plays no defense, Kyle Lowry, 5.5 assists. He had 9 versus Portland last year. He's gotten there twice this year, and that's my play.
Nice. I only had one play on this game. I like Josh Hart under 11.5 points.
Not allowed.
I did it.
Not allowed.
He's put up 10, 9, and 6 so far, so he hasn't cleared the line, and he's going up against the Heat. He's not scoring more than 8 points tonight. So
He'll have Jimmy buckets on him now, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe he won't play that much. I don't know, but so yeah, we'll go out with a bang.
With an under.
Um,
Sacrilege.
So looking at all your picks, which one? I told you my favorite, right? Hartenstein. I don't think I would ever say that in my life, but that's my favorite play of the night. What about you?
Which is my favorite? Let me look
So
here.
hard to choose, all right?
Yeah, we have a bunch. I think the one I'm probably most confident in. Let's keep it simple. John Collins, 7.5 rebounds.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good. I like these rebound plays early in the season, right?
Yeah, me too.
Good.
All right, we made it. 42 minutes, so a little bit over, but we had 10 games to go through, so
Yeah, big slate tonight.
I think we did pretty well.
All right, enjoy those games.
All right, talk to you later.